activated now. Just need to go to StreamYard. And go live.
Shall I see if the YouTube comes on?
Yeah, I'm looking at the YouTube right now too.
Make sure I got my volume turned off. Right, there we go. Well, I can see Frank's.
Yeah, I'm working on it, just resizing it a bit, and then we get good to go from my side. There we go.
Right, are people seeing anything? I just want to check this. Go to YouTube myself. I'm going to have the sound on, so you may get a bit of an echo.
Okay, now I see it.
On Effekt?
Yep, we're there.
Okay.
Hold on, no, I can't hear anything. Somebody say some shit.
No, wouldn't be so rude.
Some shit.
Hello.
I'm not hearing anything.
Well, on the back upstream, I can hear myself. So that.
Yeah, no sound. Mohammed's confirming. Bollocks. Give me a moment.
So we can have a little chat in the meantime.
It appears we can.
Okay, unmute that. What do we got now?
What have we got? Do we have sound?
Oh, that sounds like yes. I can hear someone speaking in the background.
Yeah,
that was me. Can some of you talk?
Yeah, we can have it in
Yeah, hello.
There we go.
It is a beautiful Sunday morning, and it's going to be raining and windy all day.
No, we're not hearing you.
What about me?
Yeah.
No, we're not hearing anybody except for me.
That could get old quite quickly, Matthew.
So I'll just narrate everybody else's actions. What is the bastard thing?
It's coming through. It's just you're louder.
What is the bastard?
Yeah, that's probably it.
I don't think it is. I don't think I'm getting any of you.
You just need to. Have you got the second capture device configured for desktop audio or whatever? Or the browser window with audio? I'm saying this without knowing anything about StreamYard, you have to remember. But that's what I had to do on Streamlabs.
Wow. All I can say is I could hear other people's voices through the YouTube, but it was just much quieter.
Or just now on Matthew's.
Yeah, so it was coming through. It was just very quiet. So volume-wise, other people were much, much quieter, but you could hear other people.
How did we get this sound working last time?
With difficulty, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you were all over this, buddy.
Everything right this time. Last time it wasn't working because I wasn't. Maybe you have to start my cam. Okay. Let's go back now. Oh, I've stopped sharing apparently. Hold on. Bollocks. This is a difficulty. So one of the difficulties I've had is when you go to the share window screen in StreamYard, it briefly shows you all the windows you can choose and then resorts to just Chrome. And so you've got to kind of time it right, select the window, press return in the split second that it shows them to you. Now look, no, that's not working.
We need to tell a story or something. So Matthew can tell whether the sound is coming through. Matthew, your podcast is just catching up. Your actual play podcast is just where I am with my Mercy of the Icons campaign. So it's perfect timing.
Frank, are you talking to us or?
No,
Yeah, sorry, I
really
actually had switched off my microphone.
Here we go.
I was just trying to give Matthew something to sound test with. So I was just saying his actual play podcast on Mercy of the Icons, that is like a year behind the videos, is perfect for me because it's just always the next episode I'm going to play. So
Carry on talking.
I always listen to what you guys have done back in the day and to make sure that I've got some ideas on how to run this. That's perfect timing.
Right, okay. I'm going to go to full screen.
Okay.
We're cutting back here. Give me a moment.
So what happened
Right, can somebody talk?
What happened last time on Cold Heart? We were in the mountains.
What happened?
We went to a cottage, to a house in the woods, where a family had died, and were investigating, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that too. And they had apparently been frozen solid for some reason.
And not just slowly, but like flash freezing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's what it seemed like. And there is this.
Carry on talking.
There is this monkey god, right?
Yes.
They were. We were suspecting might have something to do with this.
And there were holy, like, hot springs, and one of them was dedicated with a shrine to the monkey god, but somewhere in the forest, I believe. And we were told to stay away, ideally, and not disturb them. But there was a priestess or somebody who looked after the shrine.
Correct.
Ha! Good. I still remember something.
And you were last in the cabin, which had been affected by whatever was happening, and the young family had died in the cabin. Your last realization was that the cabin had been frozen, and more than just ice on things, like things had been fundamentally frozen. So they had, they'd been like they crumbled when you crushed them in your hands, like they'd lost their.
Frank, have you got your backup stream going?
Yes, it's going. It's on my YouTube channel.
I think we should just go to that one.
Yeah.
Post the link in the chat for this one, maybe, or something.
That could be tricky. I can see it. It's my YouTube channel.
Mohammed is listening on your one.
Yeah, I've got 2 hall watchers, and one of them is me.
Okay, well, that's fine. So,
let me just find it.
I need to do something like put a banner up on ours.
Yeah.
What's the address of your?
It's just rolled in Ash.
Discord it to me.
Yeah, I'm just working on it. Let me just give you the share. Yeah, I've got 2 hall watchers. Yeah, copy.
All right, and then I will go to Frank's.
And I'm going to put it on the Discord, if I can dig out Discord from all these windows. And I'm on the Mac, so I always have to think how to copy and paste stuff. So that should be the link in the Discord.
Thank you.
There we go. Yes.
Hold on. And I will put a big banner up. Create a banner.
I'll put something in the chat.
What's he saying?
Oh, you're doing it. Okay. All right. Cool. I will stop.
And
make this a bit bigger so I can see how Mohammed's beautiful comments. It says sound is working here, I think. Yeah, good. Thank you, Mohammed.
Sweet.
It's always good to have a participating audience.
Yeah.
And Bruce is here as well.
Oh, yeah, wow. Yeah, the
find
sound.
Discord. Your Discord gone now.
I didn't break it, honestly.
It wasn't me. I'm not responsible.
Not for this time. Not this time, Gav.
No. Hold on.
Thank you. No, I don't want an update on what's new Discord. I just want to get to the bloody channel.
I've got a new icon. That's very important.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
It's in the chat for roll. I've just plumped it in. So you can just grab it off the chat and roll.
It's okay. I'm there now.
Too many chat windows.
Too many. What? Too many chat windows? Technology? What? Anyway. All right, that's beautiful. Yep. Mohammed we can say hello. Hey, Mohammed, how are you, man?
I'm confused. What screen do I want?
All of
I
them.
want this screen, and I want the.
It's really easy to use Roll and the other streaming services. I just want to say that it's specifically Matt's setup that's causing all of these problems. Clearly,
Yeah.
I have to say that, Matt, because we're advocates for Roll. So unfortunately, you have to be thrown under the bus to save Roll. I'm sure you understand.
Right, and I
Roll
am
is
going
beautiful.
to mute.
Could I be experiencing cognitive decline? Apple News pops up just as we're having this struggle. I wonder. Anyway. Oh, there he is. He's saying hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, man.
Oh, bollocks.
Well, we are on air now. You have to watch it.
Yeah, Frank keeps a G-rated channel, man. Or at least all the swearing's in German, so no one can understand it if they're not
I
German.
hardly ever swear.
I can believe that of you, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Whereas Australians swear repeatedly and frequently.
I'm going to
It's
switch
our
off
criminal background.
your
of
feed.
course.
I put a little banner up on ours, so if anybody comes looking for ours, then it'll redirect to you.
Bring them on. I might even get a new subscriber.
Right, okay.
You never know.
So, bloody Roll and StreamYard not working at all this week. But there we go.
We'll be valid. Andy will be telling us how he was
Yeah,
right
we should
about
use
it.
OBS, which is what Frank's using.
Sort of Streamlabs, OBS, or Slobs, as it's affectionately known.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are we good?
We're good. Let's go. So
Let's go.
welcome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay.
15 minutes late.
Yay.
Hey. Welcome. All right. Let's dive straight in. So tonight we're playing the second part of A Cold Heart. In the first part, as we were discussing before we got all the streaming working, you've gone into the mountains at the request of a village headman who had a relationship with the Lady Oi. She summons you from your various places. You caught the train into the mountains. You then traveled for a day or so, sleeping overnight in the darkness with your hunter Asa, who suspects none of you actually know what you're doing. You rocked up at the village. You met the headman. The headman gave you a bit of background about what's been going on. People have been dying horribly at night, mostly young families. So whilst the cold often takes a few people in the depths of winter, this is the worst he's ever seen it, and it's mostly affecting young families, not older people, which is quite unusual. You then all headed out with Asa as your guide to the hut of one of the families who'd been affected, the most recent, actually, of the families that had been affected. And I think you're still at... I should have listened to the podcast, but I've actually been too busy. The live stream from last fortnight. But I've been busy trying to actually write everything up I needed for tonight. So your biggest discoveries were there was an extra plate at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no sign of actual violence. And that whatever happened, it happened suddenly, and it affected everything. And it froze like even the wood has been frozen. It's coated with a veneer of ice, but when you sort of break it off, it sort of shatters in your hands, like crystal, sort of glassy sort of substance. So you've never seen anything like it before. And that was about, I think, where we left it, if I remember correctly. Does anyone, have I covered it off pretty correctly?
Yeah,
I think so.
I remember it too.
Oh, apart from Asa Moshimoku suddenly falling down a deep crevasse in the snow and disappearing entirely from the stream.
That's
We all
right,
mourned
yes.
him deeply.
Some of us more than others. Some of us were seen cheering on the side of the crevasse, but there's
we were merely stifling a smile.
That's right. Nothing so obvious as actual cheering was seen to occur. Now, so you're searching the hut, and you've discovered this evidence of, obviously something very weird has happened in the hut. You haven't actually searched outside of the hut, I don't think. And Asa did not come with you into the hut. He said, and I think I'm quoting pretty closely, he felt quite bad about it. He knew the family in question. And so he has stayed at the edge of the clearing that the hut is placed within.
Yeah, so we had a couple of theories about the extra plate, if I remember correctly. Whether it was a local tradition to do that for ancestors or for the local spirits. But we couldn't verify that, I think. We didn't really know enough.
Yeah, that's right.
No. Probably need to ask someone who knows. Or from the village, I guess.
Yeah, so you can make a learning roll. Now you're going to suffer because your actual academics missing in action.
Yeah.
Just to say, for the benefit of our viewers, he didn't fall down a crevasse. It's just that Dave can't make it today.
It is true. He is not actually down the bottom of a crevasse.
Yet.
Yes, yet.
Yeah, I haven't pushed him yet.
But he's been seen looking at one, so who knows what will happen next. You could make, if you want, I'll allow a learning roll to sort of think about the local, the sort of in the mountains. Do people do this sort of thing? Question. Also, you can do further checking.
I have
around
6 dice on learning.
I think I might have some learning as well. Not a lot.
I have 2 dice in total. So.
Can we discuss it together and add?
You can.
Hold on.
5.
Clear that.
So
add 3 up to 3 more dice if
yeah, you can.
have
Yeah,
learning?
1 dice per assistance.
Do you have learning, Ishikawa? Are you a knowledgeable man? So 2 dice then.
I have no learning either. I have 0 in the learning skill.
Right.
I've got 5.
If I'm gonna be a stickler about
Does this rule set allowed unskilled help?
I think it does.
It does actually. Yeah, it doesn't have the sort of
Right. So I have
advanced
6,
skills, general skills.
9 dice. Let us roll
Then-
as we search our brains for what we know of the region and local customs.
That should be
So 1 success.
May I get a bit frustrated at you all?
Yeah,
You
I think you could do that.
Yeah.
With Asa Moshimoku not here, I'm getting
That's it.
feeling quite hopeless.
You feel the sense of
Of dread, of loneliness,
That's right.
a loss of
Of
focus.
suddenly being responsible to prove that he is indeed useless. Oh, there you go. Wow. Well, 3 successes.
There we
will
go.
be
3
heaps.
successes.
Well
That's
done.
better.
All right. The look during the celebration of the dead and other things, there's obviously food left out for ancestors and those sorts of things. There's obviously food dedicated at various temples to various gods and spirits. However, no, it's not traditional to sort of lay out a plate at the dinner table, and sort of say that's the meal for the god or spirit. Not that you're aware anyway. Matter of fact, you're actually sorry. With 3 successes, you're absolutely certain. There is nothing about that makes any sense to you.
And there's nothing about particular hospitality in this cold region that if anybody comes knocking at your door, then you invite them in for dinner.
That's just normal, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, look, this is that's a completely different question.
But we did get 3 successes, and we're discussing it amongst ourselves.
No, what I meant to say was it's I'm fine with you badgering it under the same thing. You did get 3 successes after all, but no, actually, this is life on the edge at night, right? So absolutely is the answer. Yes, if someone comes knocking at your door, unless they're obviously mad or carrying a weapon, you are very likely to let them in, because if you don't, they're going to die. It's not really up for debate. It's freezing cold and people die.
But that doesn't mean that you let demons in.
No.
Right.
Matter of fact, that would fall under the you don't need to open the door list.
So if somebody came to the door and they were like made of ice crystals and had dark, cold eyes, you'd not let them in, even though you have that tradition. But so it's something that looks human and doesn't look like a madman.
Yeah, likely to let them in, as long as they are human and they don't look like a madman. I think that's, or appear human, don't look like a madman.
So should we look outside in the snow? I mean, how long ago was this now?
It was a couple of days ago. Yeah, I think actually that's right. Yeah, it was a
2 or 3
fortnight ago,
weeks.
wasn't it? Yeah, it was a fortnight
ago.
ago.
And the village have been tramping around here, taking the bodies away, all the bits of the bodies.
Yeah.
So we're not going to find any useful tracks in the snow. But should we see outside if there are any other clues we might spot?
We could search the area always.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Is an empty sake bottle somewhere?
I mean, I'm only saying this given that Thomas did say you haven't gone outside yet.
Yeah,
damn me in my hey guys poke. Yes, you can look outside. Does anyone want to look outside? All right, so I'm going to need a vigilance roll, please. And the usual way this works is it's the best vigilance of anyone in the party gets the vigilance roll.
Right.
Vigilance isn't my thing.
I still have only 4 dice for this. I'm not really good at either.
4 for me as well.
Anybody have more than 4?
For me as well.
Either of us just roll, I guess.
I've
We're
got
really
4
bad at
too
the
on
investigation
my
part.
attribute, but I don't. I'm down 2. Actually, I should have taken 1 off. Yes, the last roll.
Let me have a look at vigilance. Oh, of course. Dave's character
Asa,
has
of course, is
dice.
the most vigilant among us.
Yes.
Of course.
We miss you, Dave.
All right, so you can all clutch together, and if you've got 4 dice, oh, good. Yep, Arne's going to do it.
I'm gonna roll now. And you're helping?
Yeah,
we
you
all
can get
have
3 dice.
If you guys are helping,
If I can.
I'm adding 3 more dice. Here we go.
Nice.
And
Two
yay.
Oh, that's
successes.
not bad.
Yeah, I think I found something.
All right. So you're searching around the outside of the building. There's a quite specific hole in the ground. It's been covered up, maybe with grass or something, and then the snow's been piled back over the top of it. And you probably find it by putting your foot through it. But it's about yay wide, so give or take, it's about 10 or so centimeters wide. Maybe
what you're
maybe
doing with
50.
your hands is a lot more than 10 centimeters.
Yes, I know. I'm just realizing.
But
I'm
that's
making
about
15,
cameras.
as I say.
So more of a post hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
As
bit bigger than a post hole, but not much bigger.
Yeah.
And it's about, how big would it be? 20, 30, let's call it 30. 30 centimeters deep.
Oh. A little tiny cylindrical hole in the ground, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cylinder.
Oh.
It's been dug through the ground.
I call everyone over here and I show it, and I try to feel my way through it, see if I can find anything in it.
Does it look like something has been dug out from there? Like something was buried and has been dug out?
Oh, that could be, maybe.
Is it a post hole or is it a latrine?
A peasant
No,
with
I
a
hope
it's
spade
not a
would dig a
latrine.
wider hole.
I put my
than
hand
this.
in it.
It's not very deep, and it's quite a weird shape, right? So there's no pole.
Right.
And it's not deep enough for a pole, even if there was a pole. You would dig it much deeper if there was a pole. It's perfectly smooth in a circle. Like, so the hole itself is perfectly round.
Mm-hmm.
It's like someone has cut a perfect hole through the ground to that depth.
So even so far as if there was a pebble in the soil, that pebble has been sheared in half.
Ooh, that might be
Or are you going to say there are no pebbles in the soil, which is fair enough to say.
Oh, no. You know what? Yep, absolutely. Yep. It's like something has gone voomp from above and smack and literally cut a perfect circle in the ground, lifted out a plot of soil and covered it with grass. That grass has been moved aside, so whatever was placed there has been pulled out.
Oh. Okay.
So something was put there, it was covered up, and you found the hole, and there's sort of scattered stuff where the hole was, like someone has then come along and removed that thing at some later point.
Mm-hmm.
Our first thing is to call Arthur over. Will he come this close to the house?
Asa will come this close to the house. Yes. What is it? What have you found?
Have you seen a hole like this before?
Have you seen a hole before?
Let me look. No, I have not seen a hole like this before. Who has? Can I get a? I think it's observation. It is observation in these rolls. Can I get? I'm pretty sure it's you, Ryu, who's got the best observation based on your background and what you do.
I've got 6.
I only roll 3 dice.
I've got 6.
Oh, you've only got 3 dice.
Yeah, my empathy's shit.
Right. Wow. Okay. Okay. Is it Toshiro then? Is Toshiro the person who's got the highest observation? Is 6 dice the highest?
Yeah, I think it's Toshiro.
Yeah.
I have a use for once. Good. Any modifications at all? Just as it is.
No. Just let me grab something and you can roll your dice.
Yeah, I have. So we have 1 success.
All right. What did we get? 1 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I'll get my Vaesen dice out. That's exciting. It's exciting. I was using them to punish people in Coriolis today. It was immensely fun. They met a dark morph. It went badly.
Happens.
It happens. Dark morphs.
Are you rolling his dice?
No. No, I'm not.
That must be Asa's dice.
I can roll privately on roll, you know.
Oh, I can too. Oh, that's all right. Anyway, I'm doing it this way. That's fine. No, that's fine. No, I've never seen a hole like this before in my life, he says, looking down at the hole very astutely. It is an odd shape, is it not?
It is very clean cut. No tool that I know makes a cut this good. See how Even the pebble in the soil here is sheared.
My God, I've never seen. Well, words to that effect anyway. I have never seen anything like that before.
Even the sword that you carry, Ishikawa Taro, is not as sharp as this.
No,
I
definitely
hazard
not.
a guess.
No.
No.
It is odd, is it not, how it's been disturbed?
Indeed, like something has been lifted out of it.
Ah, yes, that could explain it.
But what would be the shape?
That's a good question. What do you think?
I don't know.
So, how many houses have been so affected in this village? My first question is, do they each have a hole like this?
Well, 4 houses have been affected around this area. I mean, there are other houses in other villages that I understand have been affected, but 4 have been affected in this region. We could travel to another one and see what it tells us.
How long would it take?
This was the closest to the village. It would take us another quarter of a day to get to the next nearest house. It's much further into the forest.
We're sort of midday now. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So we could make it to one of those places and get back before it gets dark.
It would be close. We might be coming back in the dark.
You have your trusty gun, though, I see, Arthur. So we have.
Yes. Yes, I've got my musket.
This is very odd indeed.
Yeah, I feel very safe. I think we can go.
Yes.
Yes.
Should we?
What are we waiting for?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Right.
Let's move out.
I will take you there now, he says. You all, your friend should, who's obviously had a fall and twisted his ankle, should stay at the village, and points Asa off to the village. You 4 will travel with me, and then he heads straight away into the forest.
Can we give him a critical injury of twisted ankle? Or give me a moment.
You're so mean.
What critical
temporary. It's a temporary critical injury.
So we're asking him to hobble back to the village by himself with a twisted ankle, yeah?
Yeah. He's your injured guy, remember? I mean, he's had trauma. He had what was wrong with his? Did he lose a finger or something? Something like that.
Yeah, he lost a finger, I think.
Yeah, he lost a finger. So just
He's
one on
been
top of
injured
the
before.
other. Poor old Asa. Okay, he looks at you, and sorry, Asa 2, not Asa 1. Asa the hunter. I will guide you there now. Quick, we must travel before it gets dark. If we want to get back in time, we must make move quickly.
Okay, let's make move.
Yeah,
yes,
let's move out.
Falling into an almost Spartacus level of broken English. The rest of you travel behind as he leads you into the darkening woods. The forest itself is quite heavily packed. It's conifers and those sorts of things. It's very dense and dark, even in the midday as you travel. He seems to be forging, like he's moving at quite a pace, forcing all of you to move quickly with him. Can I get a force roll from everyone, please, as he forces you to push through the snow as quickly as possible?
Yeah, force is not my finest.
Now, just remind me about my conditions. I've got 2 mental conditions. They don't affect force, do they?
That is correct. They do not.
Yeah, the force was not with me.
The force was not. Wow, yeah, you're right about that.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay, anyone who did not get a success has to take a condition. Should not be a surprise.
Right.
And I think it'll be exhausted.
Makes sense.
As he pushes you through the snow as hard and as fast as you can. Now, do any of you? Oh, hold on. Did some of you bring snowshoes?
We did all bring snowshoes.
Yeah, Asa brought
Because we had
some.
prepared.
All right. I'll let you roll an extra 2 dice on your force check, so you can add 2 dice and roll those to see if they help.
Hey!
Yes, 2
Nice
successes.
Oh, sweet.
All right. So the snowshoes make all the difference. Clearly, they're
Good,
like
good.
you're like Legolas running across the snow. I'm sure that's not how snowshoes actually work,
No.
but as an Australian, I can literally say I have no idea.
The lift.
That's right. It's like
You walked.
lift. So actually the snowshoes save you. Well, there you go. Investment money well spent. It's very odd watching the video because it's at least 20 secones behind.
Yeah.
So I'll do this every now and then I'll see my hand suddenly wave up in the air. All right. The creature. Sorry. I've been thinking about Coriolis too much today. You come out of the woods. Once again, it's another clearing. This house is falling into disrepair much more quickly, or it's just older and it's been less well tended. You can see the snow lays heavily upon the house. The door is open, so it's much less well cared for. It was probably never a great structure anyway. It was probably belonged to a much poorer family. The clearing itself is once again just white snow and an open area in the trees. The trees themselves, however, are closing in. It's much, much colder here than it was close to the village. You can all feel the sort of cold of the afternoon closing in upon you as it becomes less warm. As you come up to the building, can I get everyone to make... can I get one person... Actually, I'll do the vigilance thing again. So can I get one person to make a vigilance roll for me, please?
That should be you, Arn.
Yeah, well, me or some of the I can go again.
Yeah, 2.
With the help of the 3 of us.
Hey, look at
Oh
that.
yeah, plus 3 extra dice. That's true. So see if I get anything more.
2
Oh yeah.
6s.
Oh yeah. Oh. All right. Because you're looking for the hole this time, right?
Yeah,
So-
we know what we're looking for.
Yeah, you know what you're looking for. Okay, so you probably didn't. You sort of stumbled over the last hole, so you didn't pay that much attention to its placement relative to the house and those sorts of things. This time you give yourself a bit more time and you're actually looking for it. It's right by the sort of post, so the 2 posts that the door is sort of mounted on or mounted between. It's placed right next to one of those. So it's literally right before the door. And once again, it's the same scenario. The hole has been dug as a perfect cylinder down, same width, same depth.
Now, is this something we might know from when you built a new house, that you put something in the ground as a blessing or as a ward?
So I will need you to make a learning roll.
Me or somebody? I can make one, but...
Well, or you can ask something, or you can all talk about it.
So I wonder,
Nominate.
is this something we do? Put something in the ground to ward off spirits when we built a new house, so this has ripped them out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone's heard about it. Asa, do you know this hole? No, you do. You said you didn't.
No, not really. No, I'm but a simple hunter, he says.
How many houses are there near here? Is this on its own, this house?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So you're now out into the forest proper. So this is like a charcoalers. Is that the right language?
Charcoal
I guess
burner.
it is. Charcoal burners, plot. So what they did was they took the wood here and they burnt it, and then they carried the charcoal into the town on their backs.
So hold on. So forgive me, but charcoal burning is weirdly a thing I know a little bit about.
Of course it is.
Does that not surprise me?
So generally, historic charcoal burners, they kind of made temporary houses because, of course, they were cutting
And move around.
thinning out wood in in quite a large area of woodland, and they'd live for a season. So is this house a temporary charcoal burners house?
In Japan, the families had a right to a certain part of the forest, which they could harvest. So they actually, and I have no idea whether this is true or not, but I'm ruling it for the sake of, lack of knowledge. So they didn't move around as much as, say, European charcoal burners. So they've got their plot of land. They can go and harvest it to their heart's content. They are allowed to do certain things with it. Charcoal burning is one of those things. It's not the only thing, though, right? So they've got certain gathering rights. They've also got certain hunting rights, and they have certain logging rights. So they're charcoal burning here. Having said that, the structure itself is by no means, the top end of house building.
No.
It is quite run down and temporary in nature because they were not wealthy enough or skilled enough to make a good house in the forest.
So charcoal burning often comes with a lot of charms. In the UK, charcoal burners would often keep an adder in their house as a good luck charm.
As in the tree or the
snake.
An actual snake? Right, wow.
Oh, really?
They'd keep it in a box.
And you think we're weird?
Adders are not that dangerous.
Yeah, fair point.
So I'm trying to think. So this could be a thing that was planted in this hole, which keeps off spirits or keeps this malevolent spirit away. And as you say, Aki Kiyomi, maybe somebody has removed that, and therefore made the house vulnerable to an attack.
Yeah.
So can I get on the back of that? Does someone want to make a learning roll?
I can offer 5.
Oh, well, that's way more than I have.
Okay.
Given my stress, then you roll and take a bit of help from us all.
How much help can I have then? Who
You
can
can have 3, I guess.
3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Roll it. And there's absolutely nothing there. Might be worth pushing, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think you should get angry with
Yes,
yourself.
I think we should.
Appalling roll.
Yeah,
Ones
that
and
wasn't appalling.
twos.
I'm going to take a condition, get a bit angry. There must be something. Come on, tell me, guys, because you're all helping. So I'm actually going to get angry with you.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
You're the
that's
team
all right.
lead.
Why did we have to drive as a
3
much
seconds.
Yeah.
Obviously shouting works. While you're doing that, I'm going to get Kiyomi. Kiyomi, can you make a observation roll for me, please?
Observation. Let's see. Yes, I can do that. I'm not super observant, but I'm rolling now. No.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay.
Can I push this one?
Okay,
Or
so a
is
couple
this-
of things. So there is a tradition of burying. Now, there's some debate about the nature of the actual behavior as to whether it was actually a sacrifice or not. But bodies have been found placed under the poles of important gateways to provide, to sanctify or to provide good luck or ensure the building of this particular building would be successful.
Bodies of what?
People.
People's ashes?
No, people. Just people.
But whole
Oh.
people.
Yeah.
This is
Really?
a small hole for a
The
person.
bodies?
There are some pictures that match.
No, go away, Google.
That match human sacrifice. So there are. So they used to. So there's some debate in the literature about whether it was someone had already died, whether it was a sacrifice, whether they were a slave. We don't really know as well as we could, but there is certainly proof that people's bodies were sometimes buried at the juncture of important buildings when they were first being established, usually under the gate poles, to protect the building from falling over, having bad luck, all of those sorts of things.
Sounds a bit grim.
It's pretty grim. The 3 successes. Okay. So, it's a bit weird, right? So maybe this is the way to frame it. So it's a bit weird. So there's no way that some bunch of charcoal burners are going to have a way to cut a perfectly symmetrical cylindric hole exactly this type of depth and width. Like, they couldn't do it unless they had access to something that goes well beyond anything you guys can contemplate.
Maybe
Like,
some of that
just
modern technology that Asai always talks about.
It's true.
Yeah.
It could be a machine that does it, but it would be an expensive machine.
Yeah, nothing they would have up here.
So it wouldn't just be like a metal planter like you do. You punch a hole in the ground, lift out the earth, put whatever in, tulips or whatever, and then shove it in again.
It'd have to be pretty damned impressive.
Yeah. Also, not if it cut the actual pebbles, as Matt mentioned.
Mm.
Yeah, something really weird. Can we look inside and see while we're here? I mean, take a look inside the cottage.
Is there an extra plate, for example?
Yeah, maybe it could be.
Okay. So you go. So you're all going into the building to search around and check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, except I imagine Arthur.
Arthur is indeed not going into the building.
Right. Now,
Okay, do they have the dinner on the table by any chance?
They may have had. There are plates on the table, so it's not the similar scenario. This happened a couple of weeks earlier, and the door's been left open, so animals and other things have gotten into the building and eaten whatever was available to eat. Although, actually, having said that, there's not much actually that you can eat in the building. So maybe they went in. Actually, yeah. So the plates have been disturbed, but there's still a number of plates. You've all gone into the building. When you're all in the building, can I just ask who's the last to go in the building?
well, I'm feeling a bit down, so I'll volunteer to be last if that person's going to get. I'm still frustrated and whatever, angry and hopeless. So I might be a bit more reluctant rather than charging in.
I'm just angry, so that would make me charge in.
I think I would go in too.
So Taro, where are you placed in this gaggle of humans?
In the marching order.
Well,
We're back to first edition. Anyway, sorry.
Have you prepared some tokens for us?
I think I'm just behind Kiyomi.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you all go into the building and start to search around. You hear the door close behind you.
Hey, Asa, what are you doing?
Can I get a... Yeah, so you hear the door close and a muttering voice on the other side of the door as someone is apparently wedging something against the door. You can actually hear something sliding against the door.
Asa, this isn't funny.
Can I use force again to open the door?
So you turn around to start trying to smash your way out through the door. Is that what you're saying?
To kind of push it. If I can hear him wedging something into it, I'm going to try and push it and stop him wedging it. I mean, I've only
Right.
got 4 force, but I think that would be my
Yep.
my initial reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I didn't take force as a skill, and
Oh.
is it worth rolling
What are you
again?
doing? Take your gun and shoot him.
I can't
Now,
shoot through a
how
door.
sturdy is
Fine
this
shooting
building?
is what got me in trouble last time.
You said that this
Okay,
building was
so
basically falling
yeah,
down.
So as you hear the door slam, you hear something wedged against the door. You try and push against it, but Asa is unbelievably strong.
Can you look
Like,
out the
he
window?
He just pushes. Well, there's sort of slat. It's not really a window, but there's no, there's not really a window.
You did say this building was
there's no
poorly
glass.
maintained and basically falling down, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not debating. Yes, there's definitely a falling down building around
So
here.
I'm sure we can find
So
a weak
first
spot.
of all, the roof is just conifer branches laid over a frame.
Yeah,
over
but
the
that's
top.
heavy with snow as well at this time. We're better
Yeah.
off going through one of the walls. If we all work on
Or the floor.
a weak point,
Okay. Can I get a vigilance roll again, please? All right. So people are scurrying around trying to do things. But Kiyomi, you're yelling out for Asa what's going on, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. So can you make a vigilance roll for me, please?
yeah,
Oh, it's not your best skill.
Kiyomi,
Yeah, that would be me. No help, I assume, because everyone's just scattering
that's
around.
correct. No help.
So that's just
No. This
me.
isn't consultation time.
Yeah, no, I have.
Okay, you can hear him muttering something on the other side of the
Can I
door.
push myself?
Is it invocation?
Yes.
I think I'm pretty angry with him right now, so I'm going to
Okay.
do this again. Come on! Oh no! Okay. I'm taking
Okay,
a
you're pushing, you're yelling out, Asa, Asa, and you can hear some low chanting coming from the other side of the doorway in answer to Toshiro's question. So yes, you can hear someone chanting on the other side of the doorway. The other three of you are desperately looking for a way to smash your way out of the building. That's correct, isn't it? Can I get I think an investigation roll will be the most appropriate roll.
okay, I'm rolling 5 on
Taro,
investigation.
what are you going to do? Sorry, Taro, you were putting your finger up, so...
Yeah, actually, I was going to start shouting instead of, "Stop this nonsense immediately! I'll shoot you if you don't stop now!"
Voice
All
of
right.
do
authority.
it. Shoot him.
So you're yelling through the doorway this command. I assume what you would like to do is roll, try and sort of get him to stop or pause what he's doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Question is, what do I roll?
Assume inspiration or manipulation then.
Yeah.
It's manipulation in this case because it's not inspiration. You're
I
not
thought it
trying
was
to
a
get
special
into it.
skill you had, command
Yeah.
or something.
No, not yet.
Yeah, that's only an alien. Oh,
And Coriolis.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to be angry and roll again.
Okay.
Yes, I am angry. And again.
I think you're allowed to
Oh.
be angry.
Okay. Obviously, your shouting interrupts or confuses whatever he was chanting. A moment of silence follows, and then you hear Asa's voice come through the doorway. Well, come through the building. You can't. You will never stop us. Our mission is holy and righteous, and nothing you can do will stop the change from occurring.
The change.
No.
And then and now, can I get an investigation? Did you guys roll your investigation skill?
I can roll 5 dice. Can somebody
you
beat
go.
me on that?
I don't think I can.
Oh, right, no, I can only roll 3 dice at the moment because I've got 2.
Oh, in that case, I would
okay.
have 4, even with my condition.
Okay, so
Okay,
4
take a dice
plus
from me
1
of help.
for- Yeah, exactly.
So 4 plus 1 for assist from everybody?
Yeah. No, just from Ryu, because Kiyomi and Taro are focused on trying to stop, through the door.
So 4 + 1, which basically just cancels out my condition.
Yeah.
So 3 successes.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Wow.
Okay. It's not at the front of the building, but at the back you find some of the logs that have been used to sort of create the wall have obviously loosened over time, and you'll be able to sort of jimmy your way out, in effect, sort of pushing the logs and, struggling with them gives you obvious a chance in egress.
Come on,
you
Taro.
can make
Help me
You'll
out
need
here.
to make a force roll, but you can take 2 bonus dice for sort of finding the weakest spot in the house to
And
escape.
can
My
Taro help
force
me?
is 4. Taro, you're better at me than this, but I can help you.
My force would be
So
3.
Whereas for
So, Taro, are you going to be distracted away from the door by the people yelling, "Quick, help us over here"?
Don't
No, I
shout
think-
at him uselessly.
Yes. Actually, no, I shoot. I shoot
Okay.
through the door.
Shoot the door, yes, do it.
Yes!
You said
More
you
Get
do it.
inside
gunfire!
and sort of egg him on, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Roll your ranged combat, please. God.
Yes.
Wow.
Wait,
That's a lot
wait.
of ranged combat.
What did I? The condition I took was angry, so it's not affected. Right. Let's do this.
3
Three.
successes.
Successes. Yeah.
Rolling well today.
Okay,
And,
you can hear a chanting
and-
sound.
I
Sorry, yes.
I then use my tactician skill and shout at the other guys to break down the wall, and they will get used to
I point at the planks.
doing it.
And what does that give them?
Give, well,
A plus
you roll
2.
successes.
A bonus.
Oh,
The
you
bonus
just give
of
them a
the number
straight
of
up
successes
bonus.
you roll, or what?
Yeah. Sorry.
Is that your manipulation skill, though, that you're rolling? Or inspiration, I should say?
No, it's a tactician talent.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That if I'm successful with a ranged combat roll, I can
Oh.
then order other people to do it. I used it in last mystery too.
Oh, yeah.
For them, if they act on what I order them to do, they get a +2 bonus.
+2.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, well.
That's amazing.
Okay.
All
so I'll
right.
do that. 4 + 2. Can anybody else? Can you help, Doctor?
I can help a little, yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
Can you help Kiyomi, or are you?
Well, I could help, yes. I was busy with screaming at the door, but I can help now because we're doing this. So, I mean,
So, Taro, by the way, you hear the shattering of glass.
This building didn't have glass windows, did it?
No.
So it's the Sako
Glass windows?
bubble.
No.
Saki.
Something
Anyway,
has
I've got 3
you've
successes.
shot something. You've shot something
Yeah.
with your gun, and it's shattered.
Yeah.
And it was glass because you heard the bullet smash something of glass nature apart, and you hear Asa go, "Damn you!"
That's good.
And you hear footsteps running away.
Right.
Damn you all to hell!
Well, that-
All right. Meanwhile, the rest of you, how's break the walls
I got
going?
3
Oh, wow.
successes. I'm
Going
breaking
well.
the wall down.
It's
the wall
going
down.
very well, as it turns out.
Yeah.
All right, so you put your shoulder into it, following the orders of Taro, inspired by his gunsmanship, weirdly. But anyway, you lever the wall down, and even as the sort of, the roof shakes, part of the wall collapses away from you, and you find yourselves, out on the snow at the back of the house on the other side from wherever Asa was. There's snow everywhere around you. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of snow around you. You can feel snow starting to fall where you've come out. So there's
Has Arthur summoned some winter spirit?
I think he has.
We must give chase.
yes, no, let's run after him.
We
We
might
heard,
be
Right.
we
chased.
heard his footsteps going away, which means he obviously hasn't got his snowshoes on. We'll catch him
That
up
is correct.
since we're wearing ours.
Damn, no! It was too rushed. Okay, you run around the building. You can't see Arthur. He's bolted for the forest, but you can see footsteps going into the forest. So yeah, that's the thing.
In what direction? Sorry, going back the way we came, or
broadly? Yeah, going back the way you came.
yeah. Okay.
Well, we're going that way anyway, so let's give chase.
Okay. Can I get everyone to make a vigilance roll?
You can.
Vigilance.
But
Now,
it's not gonna be very good. No,
I
wait.
get +2 on vigilance because of eagle eyes. If I'm stepping back and looking at it.
I'll give you the +2 dice. That's fine.
Okay, that might therefore mean that I don't run quite as fast after as everybody else.
Yeah.
No shit. How do you?
I get 2 successes.
Please.
Wait,
So-
I don't. One.
Oh fuck! Except
Right.
I forgot my
Condition.
condition.
Oh no, yeah.
So I'll
I
take
think
those
someone
2
got a
off.
success.
I still get 1 success.
Yeah, that's fine. So you see everyone who got 1 success. There's a broken glass jar lying on the ground,
Is it roughly 10 centimeters wide?
give or take. It's about this high. The jar, so liquid is spilled out from the jar over the ground. There's a fetus in the jar.
Oh.
Young family?
Oh, I almost said that when you said about sacrificing somebody, but I didn't want to be that dark.
Yes,
So-
here we are.
There's a fetus lying on the ground.
Should
The
we be
fluid,
taking a fear roll?
Nah, we can save that for later. No, because it's not horrifying. I mean, yeah, it's a
But
like-
it's pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
okay, sure, yeah, it's a bit horrifying. I will admit, when I wrote it up, I thought
Bit
it's not a
dark.
puppy, so it's okay. So the bullet has shattered the jar. The fetus has been hit by the bullet. The fetus has fallen to the ground, damaged. The fluid that the fetus was stored in has spread across the ground, and it's that sort of murky yellow kind of color. And it's just spread over the ground. The shattered glass itself is there. You can see that. Ooh. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Increasing the
Sorry.
tension.
I'm staying. I just want to get a drink of water. But carry on.
And you can. So that's what you see. So it's lying on the ground. He had cleared the hole. So the hole where, assumably, the jar was previously, he was clearly planning to put the jar back in the hole.
Mm.
Being slightly medically minded, is there anything unusual I notice about the fetus other than it being shot by a bullet? Or the smell of the liquid or something?
No, actually, it
Is
looks
this-
like a completely normal human
without-
baby.
Wanting to be indiscreet, and Aki Kiyomi, hold your ears. Is this liquid the liquid of the womb, Doctor? Do you think, or is it one of those the liquid that preserves such creatures in museums?
That's where my question was aiming, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
Was it
didn't
formalin
realize.
or was it something else like amniotic fluid?
Make a actually, just make a medical roll, whatever that is.
Which one is that?
Medicine.
Precision, isn't it? Somewhere.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or medicine.
Medicine, and I still have my one forget that I have to clear first. Take one away. Oh, I forget how to do that as well. Let's see the others. 1 success.
Okay. It's not ethyl. It's not alcohol.
Formalin or something.
Yeah.
So is it?
So it doesn't have that smell.
Okay.
So it could very well be amniotic fluid.
Well, it could be. It could be, Rio. Would have to check for some of the constituent parts in the lab, but very hard to tell.
Now, is anyone ignoring the baby on the ground and giving chase, or are you all stopped?
I think we all stopped, didn't we?
Run after them, Taro. Come on.
I consider myself being pretty angry at this point, and probably do give chase despite the thing we found on the ground, despite the glass bottle and stuff.
All right, so Toshiro and Ryu are in the clearing looking at the child. Kiyomi has raced off into the sort of darkening, shadowed forest by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Taro, what are you doing?
I'm sort of, I see the fetus but then I see Kiyomi running and that villain getting away and so I run after Kiyomi.
Okay. So the two of you are giving chase. Can I get? I think it's going to be force because there's no other skill that really works. I guess it could be agility.
Agility is decent too, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll let you choose. There you go. It's up to you guys. You can choose either force or agility.
I'm better with force. So I'm gonna do the force, and I don't have any physical conditions yet, so I'm pretty good at this.
Pretty good at this.
Well,
okay.
I'm probably going to
didn't you
be a bit better.
You got us.
And you got
a 6.
You got a 6 on the end there.
3.
You got a 6.
You got a 6 on the end too.
So Taro races past me and maybe.
Oh my god!
Oh, I did.
Is that your roll?
I saw I had a 6.
Yeah, that's my roll.
I
6 is out of 4 dice.
I actually did succeed. And so did you. You
Okay.
Okay.
You run off into the darkening forest. The snow is getting heavier as you run into it. As a matter of fact, it's getting much heavier. And it's becoming harder and harder to find your way. You see Asa actually in the gloom ahead of you, Taro, because actually, unbelievably, you're catching him. And you can see that he's actually stopped running at this point. And he's sort of making his way slowly through the snow, much more slowly than he was when you were coming here.
Then we catch him and make him talk.
Yeah.
All right. So as you run up to him in the forest, let's see, that should come up. Do you see a very lovely Japanese print?
Mm-hmm.
So you see a woman dressed in perfect white clothing, with just the reddest of lips and dark hair and a pale white face, stepping out of the clearing on the other side from Asa.
Whoa. And Asa is not running anymore. He's standing before her, basically.
Yeah, he stopped moving.
Okay, well then maybe I don't run up and attack him right now, but stay a little bit clear, observing the situation at what feels like a safe distance.
Yes.
Ready your gun, Taro, I whisper.
Yes.
He sees the woman closing the distance between him and the clearing. So you're both standing at the, sort of standing back watching this happen. Neither of you are doing anything, yeah?
Yeah. Right now.
Okay. The woman steps across this very small clearing, looks Asa in the face, and says, in the most... actually, I will get you to do it. Can you both make vigilance rolls, please? To hear what's being said. Because she's not saying it very loudly. Make sure you clear, Nick. Sorry.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Need to make sure I roll only 3 because I'm supposed to have 3 because of a condition.
Oh, right.
Okay.
You click on the die, it takes one off. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But you've succeeded.
Oh, look at that.
Taro is vigilance.
Taro. So it's official. Taro should just... I don't need 8 dice. They're for the week. Everything I do,
exactly.
4 dice. Actually, Taro, MVP, mate. 3 successes with the shoot, 3 successes with the chase, 3 successes with the vigilance, mate. You just nailed it.
Crazy.
Okay, you hear her. So let me go back. Sorry. So Kiyomi, you can catch the odd word, but Taro, for some reason, you can hear every word like it's being spoken directly to you. It's almost like she's talking straight at you through Asa. What have you done with my child? Where is my child? What have you done with them? And she just keeps on repeating this question at Asa. Where is my child? What have you done with my child?
Good question.
Where did you put my child? And she keeps on asking it in a louder and louder voice. You can sense the snow and the ice and the cold gathering as her anger is clearly rising. It's probably a little self-evident, but the clothing she's wearing is the lightest of summer clothes. Like, she's not wearing anything heavy. She looks like she's, stepped out of the lightest of summer days. And she gets angrier and angrier. Asa, for some reason, is not saying anything in return. And then she screams at him in a voice that freezes your very souls. Can I get everyone who can hear her, which is just Taro and Kiyomi, first of all, to make fear rolls, please?
Oh, I can't hear her that well, but yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, actually, my hearing's really shit, actually. Did I mention how shit my hearing is? I believe it's up to you. It's an empathy or... Yeah, that's right. Logic or empathy.
Logic minus...
and you get 1 bonus dice each for having another person with you, if I remember.
Right, yeah, so it's...
Yes, that's true. That cancels the 1 condition I have too, I guess.
Yeah. Nope. Oh! Well, now it's...
Let's see, here we go.
Sorry, hitting back.
You were listening very, very carefully.
Yeah.
All right, so you take 1 condition, Kiyomi. You take 2, Taro.
Yes.
I'm
also scared now, I think.
Oh,
you're in trouble, Taro.
Yes, indeed.
And then, in addition to that, can I get you both to roll your force skill and add 2 dice for the heavy clothing that you all invested in before you came up into the mountains?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
2 dice, you said, sorry.
Yeah, add 2 dice for the heavy clothing that you're wearing.
Nice. Okay, come on. Yeah, well, yes, I think it's all right.
How many successes you get?
2 6s.
I got 1.
Okay. Well, luckily for both of you, I rolled shit. So you both... That heavy clothing is the only thing standing between you and a freezing death. So the outer cut layer of your clothing is rimmed with ice in a heartbeat. like turns in a moment to like Crystal himself turn into an Ison statue. Now, as that happens, and noting that you are both, under some pretty heavy weather, I will ask you both to make a vigilance roll again, please, or investigation. I don't mind.
Question.
Yes.
As I've failed the fright roll, I should actually.
Oh, you have to run away, don't you?
Well, he has to
Or,
choose
well,
between
I
two
freeze.
things. He can choose.
I think I freeze.
It seems apposite, as I like to say at work sometimes when I'm bored, just to confuse my colleagues. So
I do the vigilance roll.
And you have to roll a d6 for the number of rounds, Nicholas.
Yeah. Good luck.
0 rounds. Oh wait, 2 rounds.
2.
6s when you need 6s. 2s when you need 2.
Need twos. Yep. Nicholas, MVP. Okay. So Nicholas, obviously that cold, even though physically you were able to resist it, mentally it has struck deep inside you. Kiyomi, you see, did you make a? Sorry, I was asking.
I did the vigilance, but I didn't succeed.
No, that's okay. Okay. She looks at all of you. She looks at Asa, who's now clearly frozen. She goes, "Where did he go?" "He was right there." "You! Do you know where my child is?" She looks across the open clearing at you, Kiyomi.
Oh. I casually shake my head, saying that I do not know what this man has done to your child.
Nicely put.
I try phrasing it in a way that is not technically a lie, I guess.
Okay.
I do not know what this man has done to your child.
One day. Bring me my child in one day, or I will find you. And with that, she just steps back into the forest, and the flurries of snow and cold make her disappear. Or she fades into it.
Oh, okay. So she's gone? Taro, what are we gonna do? Taro.
Snap out of it, Taro.
You want the child? Taro, stop.
I'm frozen.
Stop being frozen.
Eventually.
Come on.
So, what happened?
What? Some bravery.
Oh, when?
She wants
what
the
do you
child,
mean bravery?
Taro. She wants the child.
The child.
We need to go get it.
Yeah, let's.
She said she's gonna kill you.
Let's go.
Let's move out and back.
What about Asa? We see he's just standing there.
Yeah.
Well,
it's frozen solid.
I think I walk over to Asa and take a look at him. He's the same, right? Completely frozen like the others.
Yeah, absolutely. Snap frozen.
I think I take his gun. In that sense, that might be useful to have while moving
You might
back.
have to break his fingers off.
Yeah,
you have to take his gun from his cold, dead hands.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, I'm not very good with guns, but maybe someone can use it. And then we should go back to the cottage to find the presumably her child.
Now I will just point out that he did have a backpack with him as well, like a pack.
Oh yeah,
backpack.
It's probably good to have.
If
might
there
have
are
some
more
useful
children there. Maybe there are more glass jars with children in them.
Maybe should. Well, let's look into it. I quickly open the bag and look inside.
So there's a lot of gear in there. Like he was actually, honestly good at guiding people through the mountains. So there's like various bits of survival kit, cooking utensils, those sorts of things. There is some equipment in there, though, that doesn't fit in. There isn't another jar, in answer to your first question. There's no second fetus in a jar, at least not in this backpack. However, you do see... Yeah, I'm not going to... Yeah, you guys are conditioned to hell, so if I make you roll, I know how it's going to end. You see a dog's head inside the backpack.
What was this guy doing? It's insane. Well, we better take the backpack back to the village and ask if someone knows what's going on. But let's meet up with the others.
Yes, we must get back now. Yes.
Let's meet up with others back at the
Reminder.
college. So we walk back, I think.
Let's hurry.
Okay.
Let's hurry.
So you make your way back to the hut. So Toshiro and Ryu, you've been at the hut for a little while. Would you have made your way sort of to follow the others, or what have you done
the
with
weather?
the feet?
So when we first came out of the hut, the weather was getting worse around the hut.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still getting worse?
No. As a matter of fact, it started to get better.
How late in the day is it?
It is getting... By the time you all gather together, it's probably getting towards the second half of the late afternoon. So if you try and go back to the village, you will be travelling in the dark.
Before saying that, I say to Toshiro, I fear if we follow the other two, we'll get lost in the snow.
We might very well do. I think what we should definitely do, however, is gather up this child and see whether we can give it a burial.
Or give it the funeral it deserves. Yes. I think that's then what we do, and maybe the others find us having wrapped that child in white linen and packed it carefully in one of our rucksacks.
Okay. Then we'll probably, when we come back, then I ask, where is the child? We need to take it with us.
Yes. Met the Lady of Ice. She froze the villain Asa and asked him where his child was, and ordered us to return her child within a day.
She said she will have 1 day, and then otherwise she will murder everyone. Well, or something like that.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I say she will kill everyone.
Yeah, but she said. You weren't there.
We're a team. It's a shared responsibility, Jeremy. We're a team.
Do you remember the story that Asa was telling us about this lady of the woods who was looking for her soldier husband who was lost, and if you weren't polite to her, she would kill you or something? I wonder whether this is the same lady.
Yeah, but in the story she was calling out for her lost lover. In this case, she's calling out for her child.
Well, one thing could
So,
lead to the other.
so you can make a learning roll if you'd like.
Yeah.
You've
Right.
got enough information
think,
to make a learning roll.
Gentlemen, madam, let us think on this tonight when we are somewhere warm with food in our bellies.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should get
maybe not quite as angry and
do you want to stay here in this house?
have we got enough rations to spend the night here if we can gather?
He has probably got enough rations in his backpack, which you brought with you.
Well, then maybe we should camp here, although somebody broke down half the wall. I don't know who that was.
We can patch that up again.
Maybe we should take shelter here for the night and eat and get warm and maybe relax a little.
Yes.
And then think on this with clear heads.
Yeah, I think so. We'll leave first thing in the morning.
All right. So you set up the camp. Now you can use inspiration to heal mental conditions.
Yeah.
Although
So, or medico. I think the doctor can do it with his medical skill.
No, that's the physical, I think.
That's only
it's
physical.
physical.
That is.
You've got a few
I've
people
read the
with
rules.
inspiration as a skill set, by the way. No, yeah. Medical. A successful test heals 3 physical conditions.
Okay.
Inspiration.
But we are lots of.
Not to be
I'm pretty good at inspiration.
Yeah, you've got inspiration coming out of your ears, I thought.
So is there anybody
Let
who
me
needs
hear
some
you
help?
sing one of your songs, Kiyomi, which I listened to in the theatres.
An
Of
inspiring
course. I mean,
song.
once we settle down and light the fire, which assume there was a fireplace here too. in the
Yes.
cottage.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we'll light the fireplace, and then we sort of huddle up around the fire and eat some food, and then I will sing some inspiring and comforting songs before we go to bed, I think.
And I can accompany you on my shamsing.
Very good. That sounds lovely.
Very nice. So that'll add a dice to the inspiration check.
I do have some fine sake in my bag, actually, that we can drink
That
to relax.
inspires everybody.
That would be good at this case, when we're a little bit cold and a little bit tired and a little bit scared.
And a bit of sake might actually warm us up from the inside.
I think that would be good. So, should we do an inspiration roll?
Yeah.
And I will add some help from Ryu, from the music.
Yeah.
And
And
some,
then a bonus from the sake as well.
and some sake too, yes. So I will add one for the sake. There. And then I will... Oh, well, then I will remove for my conditions too. So, how much do I get for the sake?
Oh, let's assume 2.
Okay. Well, then that I would have 6 in total. Possibly it would be 7 because I have... Okay, let's go. And we get... Okay, so it's 1 success.
So you can heal 3 mental conditions with that, which you can choose how to spread around.
Okay, so Taro would probably need... Taro has a lot of them, right?
I have 3, yes.
So...
One not broken.
Okay, let him go have it.
Yes, I will let Taro have... How many do the rest of you have?
Just one.
I
Just
have
angry.
2.
Okay. So let's have heal Taro 2 and Matt 1. Then you roll
Thank
down
you.
to 1 condition. I have 2, I think.
I find that soothing.
But-
I shall only feel hopeless.
Okay, that's good.
Now, has anyone got physical conditions?
I
that
could look
they're
after
worried about?
those.
Yeah.
I'm battered.
You're battered.
Yes.
Let's have a look at you then. Oh,
That's right, because you all resisted the exhaustion of the hard trek through the snow.
I need to clear again and then do medicine. I have got a scalpel with me, but if you're just a little battered, hopefully I don't need to use my iconic icon.
Please don't.
Let's have a look. No successes.
Successes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm afraid you just need some rest. You need some warmth and rest. There's nothing I can
need
do.
some rest. But
That's right.
do you heal something for resting for a night?
Everybody reaches for the book.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Actually, the rules are quite silent on that sort of thing. As a general statement, it's one of the things up in a few us before midnight.
Do you heal?
So what's your question? Sorry, I missed it.
Do you
Yeah.
heal a condition
Do you
per
heal-
night?
If you sleep for a night.
You generally,
No,
in a lot of games, you do.
Mm-hmm.
But I
But
can't remember in this
no,
game.
not really.
No, you probably don't,
Actually,
unless it's some really special conditions or something. Or is-
I can really not remember. Last time I
Yeah.
ran
No.
Vaesen was a year ago.
No, the answer is no.
No,
No.
then it's fine. We just sleep and are at least more well rested.
So now you're all sort of gathered around the fire, listening to light and enchanting theatre music, sort of the Gilbert and Sullivan of Japanese, theatre songs. When you can make, you've got the dog head in the bag. You also have obviously got the story of the woman looking for the child.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is necessary because, Frank might know this. Actually, Nicholas and Frank might know the story. I don't know. Do you guys know the story before I give it away?
Not yet. I have not
Okay,
recognized
all
it.
right. Can I get a learning roll, please?
Right. Now I still have my condition. But with that, I would have a learning of... Where's it gone? 4.
You had a guy with a whole stack of books and a learning skill. Anyway. Hey, Dave, we miss you. We miss you, Dave. This was your bit to shine, mate. Right there. This was your bit to shine.
So any advances on 4?
For learning,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what my dice is. I'm still 1 down. However, I do
we could
naturally roll 6, so I'm rolling 5 now.
So does anybody want to help?
I can definitely
Yes.
help.
So how many assists can I have? We all sit around our fire drinking sake and
Well,
talking
I'll
about...
give you all 3. I'll
Yes,
give you all 3.
There's 2
Yeah.
more because my condition takes 1 away.
Yeah.
I have 2 6s.
Yeah, good.
That's good.
Okay. All right. So, what would you like to know about the lady and the baby, or the dog head? Because the dog head's got symbols carved into its head when you pull it out of the bag.
When you say dog head, what does it actually look like? Is it decomposed? Is it
Yeah.
fresh? Is it like
It's a
just
rotting dog head.
rotting?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But someone's carved symbols into its forehead and around its head.
Right. I think my prime interest would be the lady and the child, though. The story of that.
Okay, so one of the oldest of the Snow Maiden stories is that it is a lady who has lost her child in the winter snow, and she tests people by making them carry like a creature of magic that appears to be her child. When they don't, if they fail to carry the child and there's particularly bad things that are happening to them while they're carrying it, then she punishes them for their failure. But there's definitely a relationship between a Yuki-onna and children. So certain Yuki-onna are directly connected to the loss of a child. Others are not. Others are all about being betrayed by dodgy husbands and various other things. There's various ways you can become a Yuki-onna.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, she could be, or rather, she probably is, a Yuki-onna, which literally just means snow
Now,
maiden.
let me ask.
Yuki means snow, I remember that.
This.
Yeah, and onna just means woman, I'm pretty sure. Yep.
This empty plate. Is there
Yeah.
a tradition that in in this part of Japan that if you lose a child, you lay out a plate for them at every mealtime?
No, that's not. No, that's not the. No, you suspect she's been coming to the houses looking for her child. That somehow he's been able to trick her into thinking her child was in the house. Probably through the artifice of the fetus that he's been concealing.
So he spoke with a slightly religious fervor.
He did.
You cannot stop the change, things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Cannot stop the change. So was he doing this until he froze? Was he doing this to the community here, bringing the wrath of the Yuki owner down upon families because they were differently religious or more traditional, and he's a modernist like Azza? Azza did recruit him.
True.
What is it about the name Asa?
I haven't puzzled this out
that
yet.
leads them to such darkness.
Yes.
I really haven't puzzled this out yet.
Maybe the entire family are implicated in some great plot to ruin the greatness that was once Japan.
That's
You
right.
kill everybody from that family.
It's probably the only way to be sure.
Mhm.
100 years ago, it would have been a completely valid response. All right. So you can ferret through his backpack, right? So you find the dog. There's a text. It's a pretty traditional Shinto text. It's not Buddhist. It doesn't seem to have any Buddhist accoutrements at all, as a matter of fact. Very clearly, strongly aligned to the Shinto faith. There's some indication that he might have been practicing multiple
Spiritual.
curses.
Yeah. Now, this dog, is there a relation between dogs and guiding souls into the underworld or something like that?
No, but there is a very specific relationship between dogs and sorcerers. So the dog head you have in front of you is the dog of, and I better make sure I pronounce it correctly because after putting all that work in, I'll be embarrassed.
You have it written out phonetically.
Inugami.
Inugami.
Yeah, Inugami.
Inugami.
So it
Dog
pretty
god.
much just means dog god. Yep, spot on. However, it's a particularly awful practice. So what you do is you trick the dog as it dies, and usually it's dying of horrible things, into thinking you're going to make it a god, and it sticks around. And then you make it your slave.
Oh.
And is
That's
the
really
Does it work as protection against spirits like the Yuki owner? Is it his guard dog?
Sort of. Sorcerers use them for two purposes. One, to curse other people, and one to provide protection. Usually the spirit is possessing something. So they're possessing spirits. They're not physical.
did it possess the fetus? And that gave it the semblance of life, so the Yukiana thought, there's a live child here? Basically, did he implant a soul into a fetus?
It's certainly not beyond the pale that could be done.
But the next question is why? And I have no idea why. Why would they be interested in luring this Yukiana in? What's the boon you get from carrying the child for her?
Yeah, I mean, clearly he can in some ways use it to control spirits. He made it snow over the cottage here, so it gives him some sort of power to have this.
Did he make the snow, or did the Yukioni make the snow?
A good question.
Does he bring the Yukioni down upon his enemies? And does he use the dog as a protective spirit? Although why that didn't work when she froze him, it was still in a...
Possibly because you shot the dog. I mean, the fetus.
Yes.
Because the spirit of the dog may have been released in that moment.
Yes.
Oh, that might be it.
But he had that bottle out. I wish I knew whether he was like hanging it by the doorway to keep us trapped in there. Actually.
Oh no, I did answer that question for you. He was clearing the hole. He was clearly intending to put the bottle in the hole.
But again, to trap us in there.
Or to lure this Yukiana to deal with us.
I think maybe that's what's supposed to trigger the spirit to come and attack those who are inside the house.
Yes.
I think that's the idea.
Yes.
I suspect so.
So
make
I need to speak to the headman of the village, but
yeah,
were these families particularly Buddhist families, and he's trying to destroy those of what he considers to be a new religion?
So there is definitely a very significant change in religion occurring in Japan right now. The emperor has, in effect, formally endorsed Shinto as the only religion of Japan. So for the first time it goes up and it goes down, it changes about, like, different rulers have made different decisions. But probably for the first time in about 300 to 400 years, the Buddhist faith is under significant pressure. And it has traditionally been the dominant faith of Japan over the last 300 years. There's certainly been, Shinto was always around, but the Buddhists were organized in a way that the Shinto faith wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So the Shinto faith was, always there and very important, but not ascendant. The emperor, persuaded by a number of traditional warriors, and particularly warriors who want to reinforce the preeminence of the emperor in Japanese society, are pushing a very strong Shinto focus into the society. It's all tied up with the Great Promulgation Campaign, its actual name, when properly translated. The Great Promulgation Campaign of 1868 and 1869. Read it up. It's all.
So he felt he was doing the emperor's good work here, and
He may very well have
wiping
believed
out the last vestiges of Buddhism from this. It must have been quite a traditional community anyway.
So I'm just noting that we're about probably
Oh dear. A bit down.
from having to make an investigate, like best investigate. You're all talking about him. Whoever's got the best investigation, add the bonus from.
I roll 5.
I would roll 4 right now.
Well, I would roll 4 right now because I'm down 1.
Go for it.
Okay.
You go anyway.
But we're all discussing this, aren't we? No, hold on.
Yeah.
Get that. Roll 1, get rid of that one, and then add 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, perfect.
2 successes.
All right. So something, and Ryu, particularly because you have often operated undercover. As a matter of fact, you are,
An undercover cop.
in effect, an undercover cop and a double agent at times. So, Arthur...
Don't tell
as
the
in-
others, though.
Yeah.
Too late.
So, here's the thing. He was waiting for you at the train station. Like, he personally made sure he was there to escort you. He lured you back to the village and then took you into the forest and tried to kill you. It's just possible, it occurs to you, that you may have been the target all along.
All along.
Oh.
That everything else was intended to bring you to the village.
Way.
Because we are bringing the society back to life here. Not any one individual of us, but all of us. The investigative force of the Lady of Oi.
Which just stands in the way of the change.
Which stands in the way of the change because
You guys are trying to find the middle path between tradition and change.
he killed these families to bait us into coming to investigate.
Seems quite extreme, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Could just have killed us.
Go to all these
I mean,
extremes just to...
if it just killed Azo, it would have been enough, I'm sure.
But sometimes
But no,
people
of course,
like to...
Azza
Pe-
had to go home with his sore ankle. He was very quick to accept the help of this fellow.
He was, because they had the same name.
Yes.
It's true, it's all asses. It's
Always trying to push this new modern lifestyle. Was
Yeah.
wrong, maybe.
No, I don't think we should jump to conclusions
we
here.
may have
The
solved the
progress
mystery.
is very important.
We have not yet solved the curse upon Akikiomi, who, unless she can deliver the lady's child, the
Yeah,
lady will
we should
follow us.
absolutely.
If we spend all day tomorrow getting out of these woods, I'm sure she will follow us there, even if we're at the train station or even if we're on the train.
I think she said that we had one day, and then she will find us,
Yes.
and then we should have the child.
Well, we
So-
have a child, it's just not very alive.
Yeah, but we can't really make it alive either. I mean, either we like go to find some child in the village, or
That's
we
what
just
Bruce suggested
give
in
her
the
the-
chat.
Is this a circular argument? This may be a circular argument, I should say, but is her child the possessed? But by putting the dog spirit into the fetus, did he make that child invisible to her? And all we need to do is to give her back the fetus now with no dog spirit in because it's been shut out of her, and it was always dead. Let's face it.
Yes, it was from the very start. Maybe that's it. Maybe we can. I mean, if the dog spirit is destroyed, then maybe it's fine. Maybe we have all we need.
Or we could try to reason with her and say, look, you were being deceived by this other guy. There was never a child. But I'm not sure I would be the most convincing of that in that conversation. It might turn chilly very quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
she didn't strike you as a reasonable kind
I
of
wasn't
person.
there. I mean,
I don't think so. It didn't strike me as reasonable, no.
Sanjuro in the chat says, check
Yeah.
with large families, they might have a spare child for us.
We need to sleep now. Should we put this little
Once again,
child
leaving us to the
in
party
the
that's
gateway
committing
and see
human
whether it's there in the
sacrifice.
morning?
Yes. Let's sleep and return to the village.
Let us sleep tonight, put the child outside, and maybe she will come and find the child as an offering. If it's not there, then our obligation may Maybe
Or the
and
yeah,
then let's of course
or
the animals.
or she'll get angry because we left it out in the snow.
well, she's angry already. So how much angrier can she get?
I don't want to find out that. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't see her. You don't know.
I don't want to see her get even angrier. No.
No.
So us going to bed, is that a good moment to cut for today?
Yeah.
And who's going to
think
be the night watch?
I'm going to take the first one.
That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot the whole
Now,
Yeah, you do that. I'm going to sleep now.
I'm going to sleep
Yes,
as well.
yes, do that, my
and I
lady.
will say to you, Tara, that yes, take the first watch. And although we all grumbled, the fact that we were sleeping with a murderer who told us we didn't need to keep watch is now making like that.
Yeah.
If I was
Street is frozen a
Right.
little bit as well.
Okay. Well.
All right. So
So-
I'll just.
do we have
flag-
another session to play, do you think, Thomas?
Oh, look, we can absolutely make another session to play if you guys would like to play another session.
Yeah.
Equally, we can close it off
Yeah,
there
we
if
gotta-
you want. I'm happy to sort of wrap it up narratively, but
Happy with that either.
I'd like us
I'm all
to
for.
have a massive
thing.
argument with Azumoshimoku about him trying to sneak
Yes,
away.
yes.
From
I'm all for.
So that's a whole episode. You don't actually need us for that.
Okay, all right. So I will just flag I'm traveling for work for the first time in a year and a half. That'll be weird.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to Outback Queensland, so it's about the least me travel I've ever done for work. It'll be quite weird. I'm running connectivity forums in regional and remote Australia. It's going to be awesome. Like, I mean, they're great forums, and I'm really excited to do them. But yeah, it's going to be different to what I'm used to doing. So the next few weeks might be a bit hit and miss because I'm also going to Sydney for a personal thing. But let's see how we go.
let's not worry about it. You know, for a few weeks. This is a bit disrupting the stream anyway. So, and I'm saying next time if we do meet again, and meet on roll, we go straight to and we publicise Frank's stream.
Absolutely.
And what I'd like to do
If
is
it worked
maybe,
okay today, I
since
haven't
we've
checked.
started it on our stream, if we could get a copy of the video and upload that onto our
Right.
stream as well, that
Yeah.
would be cool, if you don't mind.
I have to see whether I can record it as well as stream it. Can do
Well,
one
I mean,
or
you
the other.
you've got your stream, having streamed it on YouTube now,
Mhm.
there will be in a few
A
hours a downloadable thing. If you use YouTube Studio,
Mhm.
you can download it and then we can work out how to transfer it.
Yeah,
But
okay.
that would be cool if you can do that.
Yeah, I'm sure I can do that.
All right, so we can. Do we want to stop the stream?
Yeah, sure. I'll just put the
Say
screen on.
goodbye, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
So, if that worked correctly.